Hi guys, I've changed my background a little bit because my brother watched my videos and told me that I was really boring by having a plain white background. So behind is a rail with some scarves and clothes on it and things, and I will do a room tour and a wardrobe tour soon, as that's been requested quite a lot, so you'll get to see what kind of things I have. Anyway, today's video is going to be overhyped products, so the products that kind of are talked about a lot on blogs, on Twitter, on YouTube and things like that, and you rush out to buy them and they kind of don't really work for you. This happens a lot to me, basically because I'm a real sucker for hype. I'll go out and buy anything that's talked about by quite a lot of people or significant gurus or people like that, and I really want to get involved and see if it works for me, and it's not always the case. But that's no one's fault. I mean, it might work for them, that's fine, but we all have different skin types and different skin colouring, so I guess I've learned now that to slow down and think about it more and go and swatch the products properly and maybe get testers and things before I rush out and buy things, to save myself getting disappointed. But yeah, these are products that I'm not by any means saying they're awful, I'm not saying they're bad, I'm not saying they don't work for some people, but for me personally these did not work for me, and these were products that I bought based basically on hype, solely on hype, and they didn't work for me. So I'll get started. The first one is beauty cult item, which has been, in magazines for years and everybody raves about still. It's YSL's Touche Eclat. Personally, for me, this just doesn't work. It's not strong enough, it doesn't conceal very well, and I don't think it even highlights that well. I've bought it over the years many times, hoping that I'll be able to see what everyone else sees in it, but it just doesn't work. I think there's better things out there. So many brands have made dupes of this, of highlighting under eye concealers and things like that, and I think there's definitely better ones out there. Dior Skin Lights, Guerlain is a good one, and Givenchy, and also Rimmel, the Match Perfection one that I bought a few weeks ago, is much better than this. So thumbs down for YSL. Second item is the MAC 187 stippling brush. This is raved about everywhere. Everybody seems to love it except me, and I don't really know why. I had the full-size version as well as this travel version, but I sold it on a blog sale last week because I just never reached for it, I never used it. I've tried it with foundation, I've tried it with powder products, I've tried it with cream products. I just can't get a good effect with it, and I never reach for it. I think there's much better brushes out there. So if you are thinking of trying this, maybe try and grab one on a blog sale or from eBay or something and see if you like it first, because the full size one is about £30 and I just don't think it's worth it personally. If you know how to get it to work or you've got any more ideas, feel free to let me know, because I still would like to see what everyone's talking about and make it work for me. Next thing is Benefit's Sugar Bomb. Now, this was raved about everywhere a few months ago, and I was like, okay, I really don't like Benefit products in the packaging like this, in the cardboard packaging, but you know what, everyone's talking about it, it looks unique, I'm going to go and buy it. And I bought it and I used it about 3 times and I never touched it again. Brush is still unused. I just think it's not that unique. The colour that comes out when they're mixed together is nothing special. It didn't really show up on my skin, and I just think there's nicer blushes out there, so big fat waste of £23. Also, I don't really like the Dandelion one either. It's really chalky and it just looks wrong on my skin. It's very obvious and pale. I don't know if that's the colour, but the formulation isn't that nice. So yeah, Benefit products in the packaging, cardboard packaging, are big thumbs down from me. Next product is by e.l.f., and I know you can't really complain, they're really cheap, but it's their high definition powder. Didn't do anything, makes my hair stand out on my face, it's really obvious, it's white, it's chalky, just don't get it, don't like it, and I've sold it on my blog sale recently, so whoever bought it, you're going to be getting that soon. MAC Studio Fix Fluid. Everybody raves about this, best coverage, blah 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 blah. For me, it's very cakey, looks really obvious, it's very thick and gloopy, doesn't last very long. It just looks wrong. I just don't like it at all. I think colour stays better, and I think there's much better foundations out there. In general, I don't like matte foundations. Next item again is MAC, and these are hyped up everywhere. Every time they come out in a new collection, everybody goes crazy for them. And they're MSFs. I have about 6 of these highlightery type ones, and they just don't do anything. I don't find they're very highlighting. I don't find they're good enough or strong enough pigmented for blushes. I buy them because yes, they look pretty, they look really nice. This one's refined, and if you can see, yeah, it looks beautiful, but on the skin it just doesn't show up and it doesn't do anything. So they're a waste of £20. I know there are some good ones that do work, and I do particularly really like the bronzer type ones because they are very good. My favourite is Sunny by Nature, which is this one. And I know I'm meant to be doing overhyped products, but I'm going to show you anyway because I love it. And it's a beautiful natural bronze. And yes, they are good, but I would say the highlighter and blush type MSFs are not that pigmented, and I would stay away from them. But the bronzer MSFs are pretty good. Next is sorry about that, is UDDP Urban Decay Primer Potion. I never bought a full-sized version of this. I've wanted to try it for ages, and I got my Alice in Wonderland palette and a small one came with it, and I tried it and I thought, what's all the fuss about? There's so much better primer potions than this. This is very watery. I don't know if it's just mine, but it's very watery. It doesn't blend very well, and it definitely doesn't keep your eyeshadow on longer at all. I think there's much nicer primer potions out there. MAC, even just concealer, to be honest, works better than this. I don't know if I just had a Duff one, but it's not that good. Next product that's overhyped everywhere, and you know, you've been hearing about it for years now, is Barry M's 101 lipstick. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's a very pale skin coloured, like nude lipstick. This is crazy concealer like lips, and if you like that, fine, but on me it looks really chalky. It looks horrible. I can't get this to work. I've tried dabbing it on, I've tried applying it with a brush, everything. It's too white, it's too pale, and the consistency is awful. Barry M's 129 is much better. So for me, that's a definitely overhyped nude, and I love my nudes, and I didn't like it. Next one you're going to be shocked about also is Gosh Darling by Gosh, and it's a really pretty colour, and I love the colour. It's a very pinky nude, but I just find the consistency is very cakey on me. It sits in my lines. I just don't feel it ever looks natural. And that's a shame because the colour is gorgeous, and everybody seems to rave about it, and yeah, I do love the colour and I'm glad I have it, but I just can't make it work for me on my lips. I think there are definitely much better nudes out there. D&G, Rituals, Pure, all do really good pale nude colours just like that, and even Hue is really nice by MAC. The next one is a MAC lipstick, Lavender Whip. I went crazy for this when it came out. Oh, it's purple, it's lilac, it looks pretty. It doesn't work. It looks awful on my skin tone. I look like I'm dying. It doesn't look natural, and people aren't meant to have purple lips. They're just not. So for me, that's a completely overhyped product. The next one is by Prestige, and everybody raved about this about a year ago or something. And I bought it thinking, oh, it looks really nice. It's going to be a lovely bronzer, but it's awful. It's gold. Why would you want to put gold on your face? I just don't understand. It's not very brown, and the light's not showing, but it's very coppery gold. It looks like a pretty eyeshadow colour, but not to put on your cheeks. I just really don't understand that one. And then last but not least is NARS Orgasm. One of the most talked about blushes of all time, and it looks like this, and I have it in duo form, and it's not pigmented, it doesn't come off, it's a very dupeable colour. It's a pale pink with gold shimmer, and it just looks wrong on my skin. It just doesn't look very nice, and I have to scrub it so hard to get anything off, and I don't know if that's just my compact, but I definitely prefer e.l.f.'s version of Orgasm. It's pretty much the same colour, but much more pigmented and a little bit of a nicer pink. So yeah, they were my overhyped products, and if you're thinking about buying anything of that, then I hope that helped. But we're not always going to like the same things, so anything I recommend you definitely go and try first, because it might not work for you. Okay, thanks, bye.